In the lush heart of southeastern Nigeria, the village of Umuokoro thrived under the watchful eyes of its ancestors. The sun rose each day over fields of green, where yam plants stretched towards the sky, their leaves glistening with morning dew. The village was a tapestry of life, children playing in the dirt, women weaving colorful baskets, and men tending to their farms. The air was filled with laughter and the rhythmic sounds of traditional drums that echoed during festivals. Chijioke was a 17-year-old boy who lived in this vibrant community. He was the youngest son of Nemeka, a respected farmer known for his bountiful harvests. Chijioke had always been curious about the world beyond his village. While his father instilled in him the values of hard work and tradition, Chijioke often found himself dreaming of adventure and prosperity in far-off places. As he sat beneath the sprawling branches of an ancient iroko tree, he watched other boys play games and help their fathers in the field. A knot tightened in his stomach as he thought about his future. His father had made it clear Chijioke was to inherit the family farm and continue the legacy of their ancestors. But deep down, he felt a yearning for something different, a life filled with excitement and opportunity. One warm evening, while attending a village gathering, Chijioke met Ifeyinwa, a spirited girl from a neighboring family. She was known for her sharp wit and adventurous spirit. As they exchanged stories, Ifeyinwa spoke passionately about her father's trade business in Onitsha, a bustling city known for its vibrant markets. "If you could see it," she said with sparkling eyes, "the colors, the sounds, it's like a dream. My father brings back spices and fabrics that make our village feel alive." Her enthusiasm ignited something within Chijioke. "Do you think I could ever go there?" he asked, his heart racing at the thought. "Of course, you just have to be brave enough to take that first step," she replied confidently. Chijioke felt an instant connection with her, a shared longing for adventure that made him believe anything was possible. As they talked late into the night, surrounded by flickering lanterns and laughter from villagers dancing nearby, Chijioke realized that Ifeyinwa could be his ticket to a new life. Days turned into weeks as Chijioke's fascination with Ifeyinwa grew. He began spending more time with her, listening to her stories about Onitsha and dreaming about what life could be like if he left Umuokoro behind. However, as much as he yearned for adventure, he also felt the weight of his father's expectations pressing down on him. One afternoon, as they sat by the riverbank watching fish dart through the water, Ifeyinwa turned to him with an earnest expression. "Chijioke, my father is ill. I need to help my family by selling goods in Onitsha. Will you come with me? We can start fresh together." Her words struck him like lightning. This was his chance, not only to escape his father's plans, but also to support someone he cared about deeply. After wrestling with his conscience for days, Chijioke made up his mind. He would leave Umuokoro with Ifeyinwa. That night, under a blanket of stars, he approached his father. "Father," he began hesitantly, "I want to go to Onitsha with Ifeyinwa." His father's face darkened at once. "You wish to abandon your responsibilities? This is not just a game. You are meant to carry on our family legacy." "But I want more than this," Chijioke shouted back before realizing how harsh it sounded. Nnaemeka sighed deeply, disappointment etched across his features. "You will regret this choice one day." But Chijioke was resolute. He had made up his mind. The following morning dawned bright and clear as Chijioke packed a small bag with essentials: a few clothes, some food from their farm, and a carved wooden figure given to him by his mother for protection. He said goodbye to his mother quietly. She understood her son's restless spirit, but wore worry on her face. With Ifeyinwa by his side, they set off towards Onitsha, filled with hope and excitement. They traveled through dense forests filled with vibrant flora and fauna, colorful birds flitting overhead and monkeys chattering in the trees above them. As they walked along winding paths and crossed rivers teeming with life, they shared their dreams and fears. Ifeyinwa spoke about her hopes for her family, while Chijioke shared tales of adventure from books he had read under the light of kerosene lamps. But as they approached Onitsha, dark clouds gathered on the horizon, not just in the sky, but also in their hearts. Upon entering Onitsha's market for the first time, Chijioke felt overwhelmed by the sights and sounds surrounding him. Stalls overflowed with fruits, textiles, and spices. Vendors shouted prices while customers haggled enthusiastically. It was chaotic, yet exhilarating. Ifeyinwa led him through the throngs of people until they found a small stall where her father used to sell goods before falling ill. They set up shop together, displaying colorful fabrics and handmade crafts from Umuokoro. But soon realized that breaking into this competitive market would not be easy. Days turned into weeks as they struggled to sell their goods amidst established traders who looked down upon them as mere novices. Each rejection stung more than the last. Chijioke began to doubt whether they would ever succeed. One evening, after another unsuccessful day at market, they sat on a low wall overlooking the bustling street, filled with vendors packing up their wares for the night. "If we don't find a way to make money soon," Ifeyinwa said quietly, "my family will suffer even more." Chijioke felt helpless, but determined not to let her down. He knew there had to be another way, a shortcut, perhaps, that could lead them towards success faster than hard work alone. One fateful night, while wandering through narrow alleys after closing time at their stall, Chijioke overheard whispers from traders gathered around the flickering firelight. They spoke of smuggling goods across borders, an illegal operation that promised immense profit but came with great risk. Intrigued yet apprehensive, Chijioke approached cautiously as one trader gestured him closer. "You want success? Then you must be willing to take risks," he said, grinning slyly. Chijioke felt torn between two worlds: the honorable path laid out by his father, or this tempting shortcut promising quick riches without hard work or sacrifice. The next day, when he confided in Ifeyinwa about what he had heard at nightfall, her eyes widened in shock. "Chijioke, that is dangerous. We cannot risk our lives or our integrity for money." But deep down inside him stirred an insatiable desire for wealth, to prove himself not just to Ifeyinwa, but also to everyone back home who doubted him. Days passed as Chijioke wrestled with himself, caught between loyalty towards Ifeyinwa, who urged caution, and temptation, whispering promises of wealth into his ears like honey dripping from a comb. Finally, succumbing one evening after another disappointing day at market, he sought out those traders once more. Eager now, not just for money, but validation too. He wanted respect among men who wielded power over others through wealth gained illicitly. "Are you ready?" one trader asked him eagerly when he arrived at their meeting spot under cover of darkness, near an old warehouse filled with crates stacked high like mountains, waiting patiently for someone brave enough or foolish enough to take them across borders, where profits awaited eagerly beyond reach. Chijioke nodded resolutely, despite feeling trepidation gnawing at him from within. A voice warning him against his path, yet drowned out by visions flashing vividly before him. Images filled with prosperity beyond imagination, if only he took this leap into darkness without looking back. The night was thick with tension as they prepared for their first smuggling operation. A shipment laden with goods hidden beneath tarpaulins, meant to deceive the authorities patrolling the nearby borders. Moving stealthily through the shadows cast by flickering lanterns, illuminating the narrow alleys, Chijioke felt a mist of exhilaration and fear. Adrenaline coursed through his veins, igniting a sense of aliveness within him, awakening something dormant and long forgotten. But fate had other plans. Just when victory seemed within grasp, a sudden commotion erupted nearby, followed by shouts echoing through the streets like thunder rolling ominously overhead, warning them of impending doom. "Run!" Someone screamed amid the chaos. It was too late. Local authorities had been tipped off about their oppression, leading them directly into a carefully laid trap. In seconds, everything spiraled out of control. Panic ensued as traders scattered desperately, seeking safety in the confusion that gripped everyone like a vice, choking off breath itself. Chijioke spotted Ifeyinwa struggling against the throng, trying desperately to find her way back to safety. But before he could reach her, a firm hand grabbed him, yanking him away forcefully and pulling him into the darkness ahead, leaving behind the haunting echoes of cries that still rang in his ears long after they faded. When dawn broke over Onitsha, the streets lay eerily silent, save for distant sounds that faintly reminded him of what had transpired the night before. Memories flooded back unbidden, filling his heart with a heavy burden of guilt that weighed down his soul like a laden weight, dragging him deeper into an abyss where lights barely penetrated the surrounding darkness. Chijioke stumbled through familiar paths that now felt foreign, lost without direction and seeking solace among faces that were once friendly but now appeared as strangers. They stared blankly ahead, avoiding eye contact altogether, as if ashamed to acknowledge his presence, a painful reminder of the choices that had led him down this sorrowful path instead of the glory he had sought. He returned home alone, his heart aching for Ifeyinwa, whose laughter had once filled the air but was now replaced by an oppressive silence that haunted every step he took. The familiar field stretched endlessly before him, each blade of grass a reminder of what he had left behind while chasing dreams, foolishly believing he could conquer the world without consequences, looking just out of sight, waiting patiently until they struck when least expected. Back in Umuokoro, Chijioke's father waited anxiously, fearing the worst had happened, afraid he had lost his son forever, wandering aimlessly without purpose of direction. But as he spotted a familiar figure slowly approaching along the dusty road, dragging his feet, a wet lifted slightly. At least his son was alive, though burdened heavily by shame, too great for someone so young to bear alone. "Father," Chijioke whispered hoarsely, tears streaming down his cheeks. The dirt on his face mingled sorrowfully with his tears, forming muddy trails that marked the journey he had taken through darkness in search of light. He was finding his way back home, despite everything he had lost along the way. His father embraced him tightly, holding on to hope and refusing to let go, fearing that Chijioke might slip away again, leaving behind nothing but emptiness, where once stood a vibrant boy, full of dreams and aspirations. Now those dreams felt like faded shadows, lingering and haunting memories that reminded him of the choices he made. Choices whose ripple effects reached deep, embedding themselves in the very roots planted firmly beneath his feet. Days turned into weeks as Chijioke walked tirelessly alongside Nemeka, tending the fields, planting yams, and nurturing the crops to grow strong once more. He learned the value of hard work, patience, and humility, respecting the traditions passed down through generations. Each lesson echoed the experiences he had endured during his journey, a journey where he had foolishly chased dreams, believing he could conquer the world without consequences, looking just out of sight, waiting patiently until they struck when least expected. Chijioke poured himself wholeheartedly into farming, rediscovering the joy found in simple pleasure, cultivating the land, nurturing the plants, and watching them flourish under his care. He felt his roots returning, firmly planted in the ground beneath him, standing strong despite the storms he had weathered. He faced challenges head-on, refusing to succumb to the despair that threatened to drag him deeper into an abyss where light barely penetrated the surrounding darkness.